Our next speaker is a Democratic Congressman, Gerry Connolly from 11th District. He spoke last year and was interested in coming back again. So Representative Connolly, please come to the stage. Thank you for being here.
Good afternoon. I can't do that. It's great to see all of you and to be supportive of STEM education, especially here in Northern Virginia where it's so important. My daughter, by the way, went to Naismith School and learned computers here when she was 3 and 4 years old. Anyone ever hear of Sputnik? All right. So in 1957, when we were in the middle of what was called the Cold War with the Soviet Union, now Russia, the Russians sent up the space capsule called Sputnik. And it shocked the American government and it shocked the American scientific community because they were ahead of us technologically. That Sputnik space launch launched a scientific and research revolution in America. We tripled our research budget, and we doubled our budgets at NIH and other scientific organs of the United States government to catch up. And of course, in 1961, President Kennedy said by the end of the decade, by 1969, we were going to use that technological research and study and work to put a man on the moon. And we did it. And that's sort of a lesson about the power of STEM. When we put our minds to it, we can do incredible things. We can reach goals that no other humans have ever reached. We can break a baseball bat over our heads, but we can also put a man on the moon. Research has revolutionized our lives. So, for example, the internet, which now everybody has. It's unimaginable to do business without the internet. But when I was growing up as a kid, there was no such thing as the internet. It was a government research project that did that. GPS technology. Now we can't get lost if we're driving in an automobile. When I was a kid, we had paper maps. If you crossed a state line, you stopped at a gas station and got a map to find out where you were going and where you were. Today we have a nice British lady who says, turn left in 3.3 miles. And if there's congestion, they'll tell you the alternate route. That was a government research project. So we need STEM. We need scientific research to stay competitive, to create jobs, to transform quality of life. We understand that in Northern Virginia, and we need to do that as a country as well. So STEM education is really important. In the last decade, STEM-related jobs grew 3 times faster than non-STEM-related jobs. And in the next decade, that will be true again. But we're not graduating enough students in STEM to fill the jobs we're going to create. So we need to up the ante in our school systems. We need to make sure we're targeting young people in terms of careers so that we can fill those jobs. We need to allow people from other countries who have those skills to come into America and help us stay great and make their contributions, which has always been the case in America. So STEM research is really important. And the lesson of Sputnik, though it's a long time ago, and most people in this room weren't even born, but it galvanized everybody in America. We could all see it at some time in the sky going around because it was a low-orbit space vehicle and a kind of primitive technology by today's standards. But it made such a huge difference in getting our imagination focused. So we can do that again. And so what we're celebrating today is the future. And our young people are so inspiring in terms of their enthusiasm for the challenge and for the opportunity. So thank you for being here today. Thank you to Naismith and all of the sponsors for promoting the idea of STEM education, because it is America's future, and we got to invest in it, in our people and in the educational process. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for having me here today. Oh, I agreed I'd take some questions.
So you can turn it on. Are there one or two questions from the audience? Anybody want to ask him a question about STEM? If not, I can.
This one right there.
Oh, there we go.
We understand about the state STEM, budgets. Why Commonwealth Virginia is ranked 43 on the nationwide supporting STEM education is 43.
Ed, could you repeat the question? I couldn't.
So Virginia right now in terms of support to STEM education is ranked 43 out of 50 in terms of the financial contribution to STEM.
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, in Virginia, the General Assembly in Richmond is very cheap when it comes to investing in education, and it shifts the burden to localities. So, for example, Fairfax County and Prince William County and Loudoun County, Arlington County, Alexandria City, we invest in our schools, we are committed to STEM, and we're willing to put the resources into that effort to make it happen. But there are poorer counties and municipalities in Virginia that don't have the tax base, they can't make those investments, and they rely on what the state gives them, which is not enough. So I agree with you. I mean, if I were in charge, education would be my number one priority, both at the elementary level, elementary school level, and in higher education. The good news is Virginia has prized its higher education system. We have one of the best in the country. We have an incredible state school university system with names like University of Virginia, William & Mary, Virginia Tech. Those are all state universities. But even there, the state's been sort of disinvesting, and more of those universities are relying on private sector funding. Private sector funding can do a lot, but it can't fund a public school system. The state has to help and be more of a partner. So I couldn't agree with you more. That is a penny-wise and pound-foolish kind of decision. The state should be a much more robust partner with localities in making sure every kid, no matter where they live, have access to STEM education, and a good one.
Great. Thank you very much.
All right. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Ed.
Thank you very much.